What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz podcast. We in the Fight Club breaking down one of the biggest cards in the last 5 years: Gervonta Tank Davis versus King Ryan Garcia, and what happened this weekend. And as always, go down and like and subscribe. Comment what you thought of the card, what you thought of the knockout, and just what your thoughts on boxing altogether right now. As always, I'm Paul Pickle Wyndham Concha, and I'm joined with.
You already know, man. This is that boy Kev, Water Boy Savoy, aka the Street Fight Enthusiast. And this was a doozy, man. Hey, Paul, bro, I heard they made some bread for this fight.
But 1.2 million pay-per-view buys. I mean, I know this number isn't official. This is just what media and outlets have been saying. They say the official numbers will come Friday, but 1.2 is the number that even Eddie Hearn hasn't even disputed, and he loves to talk shit on PBC and shit. And then the live gate, 22.8 million, top five all time at T-Mobile Arena.
Not in all of Nevada.
Oh, and all Nevada. Okay, I didn't know if it was just the arena or Nevada altogether. Yeah, top five, bro.
Crazy. That's pretty fucking crazy. So, like, the only fights that that's pretty much saying the only fights that have ever outsold this one were Mayweather, McGregor, and Canelo. That was it. And then, so that means any fight that ever outsold this was like a rumble in the jungle, like going all the way to Saudi Arabia, where like they literally are bringing people from all over the world, and the country is paying and sponsoring for these people to be
And they have
to be here at
mega
this.
stadiums.
Yeah, like super stadiums that they hold the World Cup in. Like I was looking at some of the Japanese stadiums that they used to do that they do some events in, and them just hold minimum 50,000 people.
Oh yeah, that's why their cards are so electric, bro. Because there's just a fucking sea of people out there.
Bruh, I can't wait to see anyways numbers next week.
With Fulton, yeah. Anyway, Fulton might do some big numbers over there.
Hell yeah.
But this card, I mean, I just to talk about the star power of Tank and Garcia, the co-main event, which only lasted about a minute or two, with David Morrell getting the first round KO, they showed the crowd during the co-main event, and swear there's only like 40 people there. There was no one in the stand, and then all of a sudden, as there, because I swear it took like a good hour before the fight started for the main event, but by the
Hell
time the
yeah.
fight started, it was packed.
No, I thought that was funny because me and my dog were watching it, and I was like, "Yo, you see what happened? You see what's gonna happen?" They didn't expect that last fight to end that fast, so now we gotta wait. And they didn't believe me, and I was like, "Nope, I'm gonna get a notification when them boys walk. We're gonna have to wait a second. The boys didn't walk till like 11. That fight ended at like 10:05.
Yeah, and David Morrell he made that shit look super easy to retain his regular super middleweight title, but he called out David Benavidez, and I mean there's going to be one David at the 168, and they're saying that fight, like the paperwork's already almost done, and if that fight gets done, Canelo is going to be forced to fight the winner of that. Like the winner will become a mandatory.
I had no choice.
So that's the fight I really want. Like post this fight, like I'm just like, oh shit, that David Morrell versus David Benavidez 168. That shit's gonna be a banger. And also Benavidez was there. Him and Caleb Plant took a picture together. Caleb Plant like took a selfie with him. You know, David Benavidez turns the ops into fans.
No, 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 no. My boy Caleb Plant. He earns everybody's respect at the end of every fight. You,
No,
you ain't gotta like my dog, but you gonna respect. You gonna respect. Canelo did it, and now Benavidez.
but I mean, I think did you say the middle round KO or did you say late round KO? I remember Marcus said championship round KO. I can't remember if you said like eighth round KO or
So somebody, I was talking to somebody that watched the podcast, and they said I said seven because they
you
texted
said
me. They
seven.
said, "Bro, you called it," but I haven't. I didn't get a. I rewatched it, but like I was kind of faded. So like I like to listen to music when I get faded. So I'm missing. So I was missing what I was missing. I missed that part, but I'm just like, what the fuck did I call? Because I didn't at the night I was calling eight. I kept calling eighth, and he got stopped in the middle of the seventh. But it's like, but I might have called seventh on the podcast, and like I really should be flexing that I called this shit.
I'm just mad because I took the over seven. We all took the over 7.5, and or it was 6.5 when we were on the podcast. But when I went to bet it, the line moved to 7.5 for the over under, and I was like, fuck, like I don't like 7.5. I like 6.5, but I guess I'll take the over 7.5. And of course, it doesn't cash because fucking Garcia couldn't get up from the body shot. What are your thoughts on the body shot though? Because I think
We didn't even introduce the fight like we supposed to, man.
I thought we was just hopping in it.
Hey, man, if you didn't motherfucking know, the biggest fight we probably seen, especially at the lighter weights, in probably the last 5 years. I've only been watching boxing for a good 4.5, so 5 years. Probably one of the biggest fights, bigger than Tyson Fury versus Wilder a million times, bigger than motherfucking the Spence Crawford fight that didn't happen yet, bigger than Usyk Joshua, bigger than a lot of motherfucking shits, bigger than Devin Haney getting the belts from Kambosos. Like, big motherfucking boxing shit just happened this weekend. We had Ryan the King Garcia losing to that boy Gervonta Tank Davis by knockout. And when I tell you, Paul, when you saw that knockout, saw that knockout. I'm telling you, man, I didn't see. Did you see the punch at first?
I didn't see the punch at first, but when he went down, I was like, it had been a body shot by the way he went down. When he put his hand to the ground, and I was just like, all right, this is what I talked about on the podcast was he's going to get back up. Like, he's going to find a way to get back up and survive. But then he was looking the ref in the eyeballs, and I was like, oh, no, this ain't good. Like, this ain't good. I could just tell on his face, like, this ain't good.
It was when he hit 7. So, like, I missed the shot, too. Like, I was looking by some. We all saw him go down. We saw him backing up. And when he was backing up, it looked like he was retreating. I was like, damn, is Tank really that menacing right now? Like, for him to be. And then when he fell, I was like, oh, that's poetic justice. But it was once the ref hits. I thought he was getting up until the ref hit 7. And I looked and I was like, oh, he don't got it in him. He don't got it in him. Like it was around 8 is when he looked at the ref and was like, fuck. But like it was this once the ref hit 7, I was like, oh, he don't got it in him. He would have been. You're supposed to be checking him.
Yeah, like right when his knee was still on the canvas at 7, I was like, this is over. Like you got at least be getting up, telling the ref, I'm good. Here's my gloves.
And it's crazy how quick Tank can get turned. Like, it's crazy. That boy got stupid lit. But it's funny because that body shot was crazy nice. They said it wasn't exactly in the kidney, but like or it wasn't exactly in the liver, they said. But those shots like that, especially for somebody that can hit hard as fuck, like Tank, that should have shut down your entire body. Like, your brain might still be working, but like nothing else wants to move.
And I mean, I should have known. I think it's just I don't like the casual fans that put Tank at such a high like thing. But I mean, this year Tank has proven why people put him at such a high caliber because I don't want people to blow off this Ryan Garcia win like, oh, it's still not a belt. It's like, no, like he took a pretty damn hard fight and I won't say he made it look easy, but this was a different Tank because he didn't take off the early rounds. He was winning a lot of the early rounds, and I was just like, fuck, like there goes my game plan for how Garcia was going to win right out the window because by the middle rounds, I was just like, fuck, like Garcia either has to turn it up a lot and we'll do a lot the second half of the fight or start dropping him or doing something, start doing like to win the judges because like Tank was showing that he's not just a power puncher. He's got the skill. And I was like, this little motherfucker does it again.
Nah, I feel that. Bro, look at this sleepy ass nigga right here. Can't join the podcast and shit. But motherfucking
Bella's badass.
It was the drop in the second. Yeah, badass. It was a drop in the second round because I thought Ryan was winning the second round. And let me pull up the judges.
Yeah, especially because he came out blitzing. When he rushed his ass into the corner and was landing some shots. I was like, okay, like this is. I've never seen Tank have to fight somebody like this before. And
yeah,
then people were breaking it down. He did it perfectly because he did it where he was at the ropes and Tank didn't have anywhere to be able to generate the power and counter. But then he got a little careless with it when they're in the middle of the ring. And then that's when Tank had like his full range of motion to be able to turn his hips, land a counter punch. And exactly what he did in that middle of that second round. And to me, it changed the whole fight. Garcia, after that, was just a little bit more tentative. Like, okay, that aggressive nature he showed in the second round went away.
No, that shit was pos. That shit was fine, man. I mean, I feel like that was a really good game plan. And dang, I can't find the scorecards. But
So it was 10-9, 10-9, 10-10 for the second round. Because everyone was, how is it not a 10-8 round? Because Tank scored a knockdown, and knockdowns in boxing are supposed to be an automatic 10-8 round.
damn, really? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's some boxing that shit. Oh, I found them. This
But I can see how they're 10-9 rounds because it was a flash knockdown, whereas the rest of the round Garcia won.
yeah, I
But
see.
people will be pissed anyway because they think Tank people are out to get Tank.
Nah, so this is fine, right? So this was my point. So a lot of people, so I thought Tank won the first round, but a lot of people gave it to Ryan. Two of the judges gave it to Ryan. And then I thought Ryan was winning the second round till he got the knockdown. And it's a good game plan from him to blitz him, from to take off with him. But there was two times that he got his ass, and that was when he was blitzing the hooks. Like it was when Ryan was impatient, is the points and times where it looked like this wasn't his fight. And I knew this was gonna be a case, but I thought it would have been later in the fight because he would have had because that's when the dehydration might have played a part because later in the fights the stamina isn't there, the cardio isn't there, the strength you need late in the fight isn't there. Versus Tank, he can
That's his
24/7.
natural side.
He don't turn that shit off. So I thought that was gonna be the issue, but it was he kept spamming those hooks. Like we kept saying all you got is a hook, but we never said throw four in a row. Like you feel me? Like and every time he started spamming the hooks, Tank was able to duck them bitches, get low, and that's when he would be able to generate those power shots. And that was the end of Ryan Garcia this fight. I think Ryan fought fucking well. He definitely had my respect after this fight, but you got to be patient. And then Tank is just a fucking animal. And now Tank's looking like, bro, Shakur, Haney, or Bus.
Yeah, he has his court date coming up soon, so a lot of what's stemming on what happens with the rest of his year is gonna follow what happens in like with this court sentencing because we
And
might not be. This might have been the last fight of Tank for the year. Hopefully not. Hopefully he does get his third fight because he definitely has a case for fighter of the year with these back to back wins, and then if he can follow with a third, it'll just be the icing on the cake. And if the third is Haney or Shakur, which I probably think will be Haney, but not Shakur, and he beats Haney, like it's a shoe in on fighter of the year for Tank.
oh, for sure. I mean, I will. This puts us great to our next point. And then, but before we get to the next point, Ryan Garcia, his future is fucking. He has a chance. He's going up in weight. He's going to 140. If he still is there, how many killers is in 140 right now?
Josh Taylor, like Josh Taylor, Regis Progress, Teofimo, Jose Ramirez, even the youngins like Gary Antoine Russell and Brandon Lee. Like this
Ooh,
140 is stacked with killers right now.
they got killers for days. Ooh, and it's just the Devin Haney soon. Cause like I feel like once Devin Haney gets there, nah, this shit is jumping. Cause like people got to fight each other now. Cause Devin Haney believes in fighting the best fighters.
Well, Josh Taylor was undisputed, but he's moving up. He dropped all his belts and he's about to move up after this fight with Teofimo.
Wait, move up to where? Where Errol Spencer and boys?
Yeah, 147. He was already kind of big at 140. Yeah, so when
Is
Josh Taylor moves up, that's gonna be another like Haney might do what Josh Taylor did, but Josh Taylor's gonna move at 147 himself. So it's also just like those divisions are all getting kind of fun.
so hey, Spence and Crawford better hurry up and fight shit because
Yeah,
Josh
because I
Taylor.
mean you still got Boots and fucking Virgil Ortiz waiting for their shot in the corner.
Hell yeah, but man, so everybody has futures though. But now let's get into the juicy shit, man. So did you hear that Ryan Garcia says that there was a mole in the camp?
Hey, things have been confirmed too from what I keep seeing is like the story keeps progressing and like I'm not sure if because I didn't watch the video, but I saw the headline and it was Tank was the one talking in the video for like 45 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was Tank confirming that, like, yeah, he heard that, like, the body, like, that Garcia got dropped in a body shot in camp, and like the body's there for the opening or something like that. So, like, there was like, that's why I like leaned into the fight when they were talking about, yeah, like, you can be training in your garage. We got people there. You could be training in like your bathroom. We got people there. Like
They said that.
not the trainer said that. The one with the clean ass trainer Tank got. He was
Kyler
he
Jordan.
didn't say the bathroom part, but he did say you could be training at your crib in the garage. We got people there. Like so he did
That's
kind of like confirm like himself like hey, we do by any means necessary on these parts.
that's crazy because it was funny because like I seen a Twitter video because you know the Twitter detective is fast, so they over here pulling up like Leonard and we talking about something. We know I know everything that Ryan's doing in camp, and then if I did this boy Tank would be like, I already know what Ryan gonna do. Like and that's how they were stressing like yo, all he has is a hook. Because I bet you Ryan was sitting there thinking like, damn, I've been training the fuck out this hook.
Yeah, and shit. I mean, and Ryan he
But
did
like,
do
do
a
you
lot
think
of like
that's like
if he would have used his right because his right hand hit Tank in like the sixth round, and it was a clean hit. But everyone kept saying for him, you got to use your right hand, use your right hand. But I'm like, I don't think people also understand like the reason why he kept his right hand here almost the whole fight is because he did not want to get clipped on the chin by Tank. Like, yeah, you should be using your right hand more, but he knew the moment he extended out with that right hand, like there would have been a split second opening for a counter. And I'm just like, that was like the whole reason he's not using that right hand right now.
not dead ass man? But all in all, throughout and out, I think this fight showed a lot about Tank. Showed how good how smart he can fight too. I think this was a very much smarter Tank. This was a he definitely came out hotter. He came out with better, but he just thought more about it. He wasn't just downloading data. He was giving and again doing his best not to receive back and forced Ryan to stay so not defensive, but just very stationary. Like, yo, let's chill. Like, unless Ryan is a super aggressive, Tank had to fall. So I was really happy to see that boy Tank because we might try him on the podcast a little bit, but we do know that like he might not be top 10, but he gets top 25.
Oh, he cracked the top 10 on
Oh, that's next. That's next.
Oh, it's next. All right. Well, you were talking the drama. There was a little bit more drama outside of the fight. It was the post fight where Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins didn't show up with Ryan Garcia for the post fight, and it went from dinner. Like people said, the story changed from De La Hoya saying something about dinner reservations to uh, miscommunication to his latest thing he was saying was they were receiving death threats and they couldn't stay for the post fight. So like they're saying like Oscar De La Hoya is an all time great liar because this
Oh
man
yeah,
that man does be fucking making up stories on the whim. Like now his death threats are the reason why he wasn't at the presser post fight presser. But I mean, in all accounts, it looked like it was all love between Garcia's family and Tank's family post fight presser. Like they hugged each other's family, shook hands, or all cool. Tank even let that man keep his money. So like I don't know
yeah.
where Oscar De La Hoya is coming in with like yeah we were receiving death threats and we were scared for our lives so we couldn't stay.
I'm glad you brought that up. I feel like most times I would have just been like, "Oh, damn, that's crazy, Oscar De La Hoya lying ass." But I watched Leonard Ellerby's interview on Ariel Helwani where he really went into depth on how he feels about Oscar De La Hoya. So Leonard Ellerby you just said that he was an all time great liar. Those were his exact words on like Thursday last week. Right, those are his exact words.
Even
Like
Dana White, no other promoter likes Oscar De La Hoya.
facts. And he says that he continues to what's the word for it? He continues to just he's a liar when he does like extra shit. But he'll always do business with him because at the end of the day, it's business. It doesn't really give a fuck. It's just business at the end of the day. As long as we're doing good business, everything's straight. So I'm pretty sure that Oscar De La Hoya was probably the most annoying person in this entire process because Ryan Garcia signed off to everything.
Immediately.
So like if there was somebody in the way, you could have blamed it on Mayweather Promotions back, but it was really probably Golden Boy and his hate for for how much money they made in Mayweather Promotions, and then Tank being a new face of this shit, him trying to thinking that he could finally get to go up one. But I don't think he thought Ryan was gonna win. I think he hoped he did, but I don't think he saw it coming for. So him skipping out on the press conference just sounded like some Oscar De La Hoya ass shit.
I felt for my boy Ryan because they even pulled up like little clips of him looking around, asking somebody, and like you can read his lips. Like people are like you got the Twitter lip reader thread people, and they'll just be like, what did he say? And people will just be breaking it down. And apparently he was asking like, where's Oscar? And all of a sudden you see him texting on the phone, and like probably texting Oscar, where you at?
Nah, that's right. That's pretty fucked up. And I just like, did you see McGregor go into the locker room after the fight and then tell Ryan that he's a champion? Because I think he is. This fight to me was very high school. Like it was very the hood niggas that beat the fuck out of everybody and jump and usually jump. But they best young nigga is going against that young is fate is about to go fight that one Spanish nigga 1-on-1. The Spanish and he beats up all the other Spanish jits. But he keeps to himself. He's humble. He talks shit, but he's not no
And pretty
motherfucking
boy, he got the
yeah
pretty boy look.
pretty boy. Like he's vibing. You feel me? So this was one of those like at the end of the day, Ryan Garcia lost, and I don't think he lost terribly, but that was a shitty way to go out because it was just he fighting against Tank, he gonna get knocked out. He has a 95% knockout percentage. But you have to respect, bro. At the end of the day, he stayed classy. He did his thing. He came out drippy. The fit was stupid fire, the Amiri, and he had the pump up song. But like the tweet said, everybody on Twitter saying we all knew Tank was gonna win when he came out the Love Sosa.
Yeah, that was probably arguably one of the greatest intros I've ever
And
seen.
I saw that shit and I thought I was just me because like I just happened to be like, was that Chief Keef?
And typically, I mean, I'm not the hate, but usually you can like the rapper and the music behind it, it doesn't match up. Like it's usually like bad like sound system with him on the mic, and then half the time the rapper just stops rapping and just gets lit because like he's realizing himself like this shit ain't working. That shit worked crystal clear. But I feel like with Chief, man, that shit was like a little
Oh,
short concert. I was like, oh shit, like this is the best walkout like sound quality I've heard by far.
that shit was hard. Like that was fire.
But enough of the fight and the walkout there. You had something else you want to get into?
So the Ring magazine top pound just came out.
ESPN and Ring, both of theirs came out.
So I seen the ESPN one and I was like, I don't know how much people respect ESPN. But let's go, let's do the Ring magazine pound.
I know ESPN had Tank in the top 10.
Ring magazine has
Oh
Usyk
no, mind.
one,
ESPN left Tank out of the top 10. Ring. Oh, okay.
Usyk one, Inoue number 2, Crawford number 3, Spence number 4, Canelo number 5, Bivol number 6, but I don't really agree with because Bivol hasn't beat Bivol yet. But we're not gonna get into that. Lomachenko number 7. I also don't really agree with that one. Josh Taylor, Jamal Charlo, and Gervonta Davis coming in at number 10. How do you feel about this list, my homie?
Shakur's not on the top 10?
That's right. You see me could drop a couple out on Reese.
Okay, yeah. No. Haney's on the top 10. Did they put Tyson Fury in the top 10?
Nope.
Nope. I know Arthur Beterbiev is in the top 10, but like him and Bivol are holding it down right now, that 175 division.
Bivol out there because he beat Canelo. That's the only reason why they put him in there.
My thing with ESPN's top 10 is, does Stephen A get a vote? Because if he gets a vote, all that shit's invalid to me.
Yes, he does, and he put Tank at number 1.
I know. I was like, I know where he had Tank. Like I've seen his top 5 pound for pound list before. I mean, I don't agree with it. I can see the arguments that are made for Tank in the top 10. And you heard me earlier in this episode, I was saying fighter of the year candidate, especially if he gets the third one. I respect the Ryan Garcia win. I still don't have him in my top 10 yet. Like Haney's in the same. I had to break it down to some people because Gabe and them didn't understand that. He was like, Tank's not the top dog in his division. He's not champion. I was like, no, there's somebody that has all 4 of the belts in the same weight class as Tank. Like he's undisputed champion, and that's the same weight class as Tank. He's like, what? I was like, yeah, like that's the top dog of 135. And to me, is the one who has all undisputed, youngest ever. And so, in the 4 belt era, I do have to specify. But I mean, I can see the reason because does he beat Haney? That's the fight I want to see because Haney controls the ring, uses the jab, uses his pace, kind of hard to touch. But Tank showed me in this fight with Ryan Garcia is like if you're gonna have to box me. If you're gonna box me, like more than likely I am gonna land one of these heavy ass shots on you. And I
Yeah.
just that fight could go either way. So I mean I'm okay with Tank at 10 or Haney at 10. But I personally would have Haney at 10.
I personally would have Haney at 10. I also would have Shakur in the top 10. But I'm not tripping though because I know he just moved up. So like I'm not tripping. But yeah, that shit's fucked up. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I got Inoue number one, truthfully.
Me too personally is Inoue and Usyk are like 1 and 2 for me.
Truthfully. I fuck with Usyk. He the man. He got his history. I didn't know that he got all the belts together, cruiserweight. But nah, Inoue does
On the
not.
road also.
Yeah,
He did the road warrior in cruiserweight and in heavyweight.
he pulled up. I respect it, but nah, that boy Inoue is nice. Like his power is crazy.
So you said you named the ESPN or was
That was the ring.
that was the ring? ESPN's top 10 is Terrence Crawford 1, Inoue 2, Usyk 3, Earl Spence 4, Canelo 5, Bivol 6, Tyson Fury 7, Alter Beterbiev at 8, Shakur at 9, and Haney at 10.
That's better.
I'm not gonna lie,
But
ESPN like Stephen A may have had it. Stephen A may have been spitting with this one.
yeah, that's better. I will say that because I think the ring one was kind of the ring's gonna change like 5 more times this year because Crawford and Spence is definitely gonna have to fight. Anyways, gonna fight Fulton and then Usyk. Who the fuck is Usyk gonna fight?
He's gonna fight Daniel Dubois most likely.
Okay, and then if you keep him at number one after Inoue beats Fulton, I would literally buy the magazine just to use it to wipe my ass.
And Shakur called out Tank. I mean, he didn't call out Tank, but he said that he's ready for Tank, and he knows Tank would be the A side and everything. I mean, he is the guy, but he feels like he's ready. But he knows Tank has all the leverage. It's up to him, basically, how he said it. And I'm not sure if Haney chimed in, but I'm pretty sure Haney said something also. I wouldn't be shocked if Haney said something.
Haney's only fighting the best, like unless he beats Lomachenko and moves up after this fight after being Lomachenko. Haney is taking on either one of those two. I'm telling you, Haney only fights the best.
That's
He was
true.
mad they had to fight Cambosis twice. He's like, he's not the best.
And I don't agree with Loma in the top 10. I love Loma, but like after what I saw him do against Jermaine Ortiz in his last fight, I mean, there's no way you can say he's top 10. He won his fight, but there's no way he's top 10 anymore.
Bruh, I love Canelo with everything in my heart, but I can't put him over Bivol just because he beat an older Triple G.
Facts, super facts.
Like I watched Bivol beat you, homie. Like I grabbed the gun. I grabbed the gun and I was pulling up.
History would be so different if they didn't give it a draw that first Triple G Canelo fight. If they would have been just Triple G won that fight in the first one, I feel like it would have been a way different history right now. We probably would have never even seen Canelo Bivol because he probably would have never kept moving up.
Yeah, that's great. I bet you they was like, yo, bro, you fucking up the business plan, Triple G. We're not gonna say you lost, but we can't say you won.
But I mean, other than that, I mean, Joe Cordina, shout out my Welsh warrior. That boy got the win. He reclaimed his IBF title that was, in my opinion, wrongfully taken from him. Sparked Shavkat Rakhmonov. I mean, completely. I think he dropped him in the second round, and from like third round into the sixth round, that boy was just in his flow. Like they were talking, like even the commentators are saying like this man, he's in a point right now where he's boxing by himself. Like there's nothing Shavkat, but then after that, Shavkat started picking up, landing some power shots, and arguably I think fight of the year so far, not pay per view number wise, but just like two guys in all out war. It was a good ass fight.
Man, but he made it sound like my boy's on some Naki shit. I always said, oh yeah.
All right,
Oh
some
yeah.
ESPN reporter said like Joe Cordina has hit his flow. I was like, oh, like they must be linked in because they talking about the flow or no, in his zone or I don't know. He said something. I was like, oh shit, like so I'm not the only one seeing it. Like this man right now is boxing, is like boxing phenomenally.
Oh yeah, man. Well, it was an awesome weekend of fucking combat sports. Boxing was lit. Oof. I love me a I love me a lit ass weekend of boxing. If it wasn't for the fact that I had so many finals, I got final projects due tomorrow, you would see me cutting the fuck up right now. A
Uh,
lit ass weekend of boxing is always a good gift.
yeah, and hopefully, I mean, we're not gonna have anything this weekend, but the next weekend, I believe, is Canelo Ryder, so that's gonna be a fun ass boxing fight.
Okay, okay. Let me know. I gotta get my Mexico shit on.
Yeah, and of course, there was another WBC belt on the line. WBC created another belt just for that fight. Yeah, so I mean,
Hey, they fucking up, man. They're my favorite. Like they're my favorites, but they're fucking up. They're fucking up.
but I mean, other than that, I ain't got much else to say, cuz.
Hey, man, because it's been so fucking lit, man. Make sure y'all tune into other episodes, man. We got the MMA breakdowns for you, man. We just had our motherfucking first interview with Mr. Dre Miley. Make sure you go follow him at the One Eye Dragon on Instagram and Twitter. But if you didn't know, we don't mind telling you again that this has been a Totally Blitz podcast, man. I'm your boy, Kev Waterboy Savoy. I'm in this bitch with Paul Pick'em with him conscious. We just broke down the Tank versus Garcia fight for you. A lot of shit went down. If you don't have respect for Garcia, I don't have respect for you. But we gonna catch you on the next one. And I don't mind telling you, and the dude that's hating on my dog Ryan in the back that he's a bitch.